Effective management of your Amazon Elastic File System, EFS, requires robust policies to ensure data integrity and availability. With Veeam Backup for AWS, crafting policies for EFS becomes a streamlined process, empowering you to maintain optimal control over your file systems. Hi, I'm Julia with Veeam, and today we'll guide you through the process of creating policies for EFS with Veeam Backup for AWS. Let's go! Start by going to your Veeam Backup for AWS console. So right-click on the AWS Backup appliance and click Open Console. Then go to Policies and click on the EFS tab. Here we're going to add a new policy, so give it a name and a description if you want. Next, we need to specify an IAM role that has sufficient permissions to perform an EFS backup job in the account that we want. I had already created one, so I'll select it. You can also create one and check its permissions. Now we pick the regions where we want to protect our resources. Mine is North Virginia, which is where my EFS workloads are. And then finally choose the resources you want to protect. You can protect all resources or certain resources by ID or tag. I'm going to select these two to protect and click Protect and Apply. You can also choose to exclude certain resources. In this step, you can enable EFS indexing. It enables file-level recovery in EFS without needing exact file or folder paths, allowing for restoration from various restore points in a single session. If enabled, you would have to pick a backup repository to store the backup files and select an IAM role with the necessary permissions. Here, you can specify backup vaults where Veeam Backup for AWS will store EFS file systems. Click Edit and choose the backup vault that you want. And you can enable as well backup copies, so replicate your backups to other AWS regions or other AWS vaults. Next, you have to specify the backup policy schedules. Let me show you how it works with the daily schedule. Say I want to perform a backup at 5 a.m. and one at 5 p.m. You can be very granular. We can choose if we want to run the policy every day, only on weekdays, and on selected days. We can also specify the daily retention period, so for how long we want to keep the backups for. Like I said, we can be very granular and do the same for the weekly, monthly, and yearly schedule. In this step, you can choose whether you want to assign AWS tags to backups and backup copies. Finally, here there are some general settings, so if we want to automatically retry the default policy or if we want to enable emails. Now, this is one of the most powerful tools of Veeam Backup for AWS. It gives you an overview of how much the backup policy will cost. So 7 cents for the backups, 0 because we're not performing any backup copies, and 0 because we're not doing any replication in between regions. Finally, you get a summary of your configured settings. You can test them, and if everything looks good, you can just go ahead and click Finish. And there you have it. Your policy for Amazon Elastic File System is now configured, ensuring efficient management and protection of your file data. With Veeam Backup for AWS, crafting policies for EFS is simplified, allowing you to effectively safeguard your data assets. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we'll continue to explore the comprehensive capabilities of Veeam Backup for AWS. Have any questions or feedback? We'd love to hear you in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our latest content releases. Thanks for watching!